there's a thing in marketing where like among the points, you need an origin story for your brand. The first thing you need for your brand is an origin story. So for example, Marsha the Great. I became Marsha the Great. I started out as Fabienne Deacon, and the way that I started out on YouTube was in exposing my gang stalking, which had, by that point had been like nearly a decade of me. Well, I don't know if it's nearly a decade because I was in my mid-20s, early to mid-20s when I knew about gang stalking. So it was a few years into gang stalking when I made my first video talking about gang stalking, and it was 3 people in that video: Nathana Findlater, Vanessa Katani, and the third one called Speedy. I don't know his actual name, but it was a whole setup at the time where I was supposed to, it was supposed to be a setup where they got me sectioned. So they kind of piled on me all at once. I don't know how they thought it was going to work. First of all, it was a 3-on-1 situation. Even the emergency services people weren't fucking with them. So I don't know how they thought it was going to work. But it was like 3 against 1, and they thought somehow if they could bait me into reacting, they could lie to emergency services, and emergency services would get me sectioned. This is after me kind of not being able to lie and fake it anymore about how gang stalking was affecting me. I wasn't able to fake it anymore. I have to admit, I played a strategy game. I befriended my gang stalkers after a while. Just to give myself a break, to settle down, because being hyper vigilant all the time was killing my nervous system. And also, I'm not as brave as I make out. I wasn't really comfortable with being alone back then. I am now, but I wasn't comfortable with being alone then. And plus it was a house share, so it was unavoidable. But after like a few months of pretending to be, pretending to like get along with them, and I never ever once pretended that I trusted them. That's the thing. But it was like ceasefires. There were little ceasefires along the way. And that video, that very first video on my YouTube, was a ceasefire ending. And ever since then, I knew that in order for people to understand what I was going through, I'd have to not only post what my gang stalkers were doing, but on certain occasions, posting what I did in response, posting like some realizations that I learned about how gang stalking works, posting some of the perpetrators online. So I knew that the best way to get my point across was to post online, post on social media, because I knew that psychiatry was going to gaslight me about it. I knew that the police were going to gaslight me about it because they're involved. I knew that ambulance services were going to gaslight me about it because they're involved. I knew that civil services, there was gang stalking embedded within the civil services, which means it was a state. What's happening to me is a state-sanctioned murder, right? So that's my origin story. Now, the second part of this marketing trick is the point that I'm actually coming to in this video. The second part of this marketing thing is finding a villain, finding a source of contention for the people that I'm trying to appeal to, for my audience. But this is what I realized. My audience are gang stalkers. It's not TIs. Most TIs don't watch my videos. And if they do watch my videos, like a lot of them don't watch my videos most of the time. Most of the time my videos are being watched by gang stalkers or by people who like occasionally come in. But my videos are watched mostly by my enemies. So I'm in this predicament where my villains are my audience. My villains are you. You are cunts. You're fucking cunts. I don't care whether you're a gang stalker or not. You're absolute cunts. All of you, every single last one of you. Actually, no, not cunts. Because cunts are smart, resourceful, and adaptable. You're fucking ball bags. Easily squashed. Shrink at a moment's notice. And firing blanks most of the time. You're ball bags. Or every single one of you. All of you, every single one of you are fucking ball bags. Black, white, brown, fucking male, female, non-binary, cis, trans, right, left, especially right. Right's actually the worst. Left, right, center. All of you, like rich, poor, all of you, you're fucking cunts. All of you, you're absolute, no, not cunts, ball bags. Ball bags, ball bags, that's what you are. The only thing you literally have use for is pumping out more of the same crap that the state feeds you. That's all you're good for. I have sat here for decades, not only telling you what's going on, but seeing everything that's going on. And I've been trying to warn people. I tried to warn people from my own community, from my own family. I've got the screenshots to prove it. I've been trying to warn people. I've been trying to get people to wise up to the fact that we're in a genocide and to get them to actually fucking do something. To get you to fucking do something other than resting on your spite. And like always, you fail. Right now, apparently, we have Jewish synagogues in this country auctioning off Palestinian land. Do you not only not understand what that means for Palestinian people and Muslims, do you also realize what it means for Jewish people as well? I don't think you do. Especially for Jewish people who are not Eastern European and who are not white. Do you understand the implications of that? Of what it means for both Muslim and Jewish people? Jewish people are already being scapegoated as being fucking evil. Do you understand how both sides of the equation are being fucking targeted right now? Do you understand how we're being made to eat each other? And then on top of that, don't even get me started on Sudan, the Congo, Palestine, Mali, Ethiopia, Burkina Faso, Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, Afghanistan. The amount of fucking genocide that is going on in the world right now is too horrifying to contemplate. And even though gang stalking is not the thing that, like, it's not going to be the be all and end all of this conversation, but it definitely aided towards everything that we're seeing right now. The use of active denial systems, the use of acoustic weaponry, sound control, crowd control technology, the use of directed energy weapons in particular, the use of voice of God technology mimicking schizophrenic symptoms or head injury symptoms. All of these technologies are readily available online. All it takes is 30 seconds to look that shit up. But instead, you rather believe that anybody who talks about it is crazy. You are ball bags of the lowest form. You are dragging across the fucking floor at this point. Not even realizing the dirt you're picking up. Pathetic. How many of you have been sitting on a gold mine that vulnerable people have been hoarding for you for decades and you're not even bothering to pick it up? Do you know how many lives all of you could have saved by now? Do you know how many lives all of you could have saved in these privileged countries that we live in? Do you know how many lives you could have saved by listening to us? And then you got these cunts downvoting my videos. Now, again, because my audience are gang stalkers mostly, the people downvoting it is you. I know it's you. And I know you're doing it because you want to cover up your own part in genocide rather than doing something about the genocide. I know it's you. It's one thing for you to go after my tarot readings. If you listen, I love doing tarot. I love doing it, and I would like to make money from it at some point. I would love to do that. I'm still working on doing that. But the fact that you're going to downvote videos that could save people's lives, you fucking pieces of shit. You absolute pieces of fucking shit. And you know what you are. And you know you are. What are you actually doing? What are you actually doing to warn people about what's going on? You won't even use this opportunity to steal an idea from me to do some good in the world. You won't even do that. It's one thing for me to talk. Nobody really likes me like that. I'm black, neurodivergent. Not just my personality. It's not just about my personality. I'm black, neurodivergent, fat, female, queer as fuck. Love that about me, by the way. Jobless, all that. Do you know how much impact that you, more privileged gang stalkers, could make if you actually spoke up and you told people what was going on? Because unlike me, you've actually got inside knowledge of what these fucking people are like and what they do. The lives you could have saved by now. You could have stopped my mother from being murdered. You could have stopped my grandfather from being murdered. You could have stopped who I believe was murdered, my aunt-in-law. You could have stopped her from being murdered. But that's just a theory on my part. There are several fucking relatives of one targeted individual that I know that was killed. Several of their relatives. One of them left to starve to death because they were witness to what that targeted individual was going through. You could have saved lives like that. And that motherfucker that I'm talking about, that TI is white. And not just white, old school white. Watching relative after relative after relative being killed off. And here you are, and what the fuck are you doing? Also, did you know that reform, the same people that some of you are hiding behind? Yeah, reform have been talking about killing Muslims. There's at least one of my gang stalkers that come from a Muslim country. That's got to be fun for them. They're talking about killing immigrants. Some of my gang stalkers come from immigrant families. If they're not immigrants themselves, that's got to be fun for them too. They want to kill left-leaning people. I know some of you gang stalkers are left-leaning as well. I know some of you are queer. I know some of you are brown. I know about one person in particular from my community in Brighton that is a gang stalker. Racists ain't the only ones leaving everybody else to die. I can tell you that right now for nothing. There are so many of you that have so much more privilege than me, who are given the benefit of the doubt more than I am. And what the fuck are you doing with that? Imagine me who has nothing and, I can't lie and say that I have nothing and no one. No, like, I have no one in my corner. I have no one in my corner, and I'm still willing to fight for this world for the simple reason that I'm a fucking part of it. Where the fuck is your backbone? So my villains, let's be clear, are you, my audience. You're the villain. And I can't believe I'm saying this. You're the villain. It's you. And you're not even just the villain in my story. You're the fucking side characters. You're the extras in your own lives. That's pathetic. You are the racist. No. You're the racist mob in your own lives. You're the ableist mob in your own lives. You're the queerphobic mob in your own lives. You are the pitchforks and torches in your own lives. Pathetic. There's literal genocide, the idea of genocide being floated around. And I'm just wondering what it's going to take. I'm wondering how bad it has to get before you start to take accountability and understand exactly what you've participated in. I can't even call you people villains. I know I called you villains originally, but you're the villains in my story. In real life, you're not villains. That damn near make you relevant. That damn near make you important. That damn near make you significant. Hell, that would damn near make you likable. But you're not villains. You're not antagonists. You are literally the thoughtless, fucking cowardly, like emotionally repressed, emotionally illiterate mob in every movie involving an outcast. That's what the fuck you guys are. And you're quite prepared to let your own die just so you don't have to be accountable. You are the villain. You are my villain. It's so funny. It's so funny how you are literally the villain of my brand. My own villains are my own audience. That is wild as fuck. But here we are. And for those of you who are not gang stalking pieces of shit, I know you're not as regular as the perps that I have, but for those of you who are not gang stalkers, for those of you who are targeted individuals, for those of you who are not fucking crazy, for those of you who are not bigoted Trump and Farage supporters, what is it going to take? What is it going to take before we wake up and start protecting ourselves? What is it going to take before we realize ain't nothing to talk about? There's been nothing to talk about for 2 decades. There ain't nothing to talk about. There's nothing to discuss. There is nothing to discuss anymore. What is it going to take? I keep seeing TikTok after TikTok, discourse after discourse. Where is the training? Where are the fisticuffs? Why is it only a handful of people willing to throw hands? Better yet, why is it even fewer that are willing to admit that we've been fucking Nazi'd all over again, right down to the Zone? Where are those willing to admit the truth without fucking calling someone mad and crazy and trying to fucking like section them into silence? Where are those motherfuckers? Where are the hands? Where is the self-defense? Where are the protective measures? These people might, like the people talking about genocide against anyone brown, black, anyone who's left-leaning, anyone who's queer. These people talking about genocide against such people, they're not fucking around. They might not be intelligent. They might not be brave, but they're motivated. What is it going to take? My fellow TIs, I'm especially talking to you guys because the way this shit is rolling, the way this shit is happening, we're going to catch the brunt of this shit. I'm telling you right now. What is it going to take? And as for my main audience, you know the drill. Fuck you. Fuck you, you saggy ball bag motherfuckers. Fuck you. You don't do shit. You don't accomplish shit. All you do is cry about how unfair it is that I'm hurting your feelings, even though you are literally murdering me, breaking into my house, messing with my things, messing with my means, my only means of making money. Apart from sitting on fucking benefits for the rest of my life. Fuck you, you saggy ball bag motherfuckers. And not only are you messing with that, what's even worse, you're not just messing with one person, you're messing with getting the truth out about genocide so that no more people are subjected to it. That's also what you're messing with. That's the worst part of all of this. Fuck you. For the rest of you that are not my regular audience, again, what will it take? That's my question. What will it take? Because the people, my audience, my regular audience, my target audience, they do not care about what's going on in the world. They do not care about the mess they've caused. All they care about is their fucking shame. They don't care about what they were a part of. All they care about is their self-preservation, and it hasn't helped matters at all, because it's always the wrong people preserving themselves. It's always the wrong people preserving themselves, and it's always the wrong people fighting, including now. What is it going to take? Protect yourselves. Protect yourselves. Stop all this bullshit about trying to appeal to racists and trying to appeal to perps. It's over. It's over. Take it from somebody whose audience are mainly perps. It's over. They don't give a fuck about, they will burn this whole world down. Please understand what I'm saying to you. They will burn this whole world down and smile. Leave themselves without a single crop to plant seeds in, just so they can hurt your feelings, just so they can kill other people and get their rage out. They do not care. Coming back to my audience, the ball bags. Fuck you again. That's it. Fuck you. And if you think that I'm about to fucking acquiesce to a bunch of emotionally weak fucking cowards, you got another thing coming. You have fucked this world over, and you will continue to fuck this world over because of who you are. By the time you come to any kind of accountability, it will already be too late, and there'll be millions dead. There are already millions dead. So, fuck you. That's it. What else? No. Go ahead and downvote this one like you downvote every other video. Like you downvote every other single piece of evidence that could save somebody's life. Go ahead. This is going to be my magnum opus that you downvote. I hope it sears your soul for the rest of your fucking lives, because that's the least you deserve. I want those who are not my main audience to look at the most recent video I put on YouTube. That guy was talking about a reform voter, talking about genociding Muslims, the left, and queer people in this country. Now, that person has been removed from reform, but we all know how this works. These bigots are like the Hydra. You cut one head off, 10 grow in its place. Reform are racist people. And their arrival into power was facilitated by gang stalking. If you think Reform and Labour and Conservatives and MI5 and MI6 don't enlist the help of intelligence agencies and private intelligence agencies, if you think they're not enlisting their help, you're fucking crazy. They know exactly what they're doing. And my thing is, I believe that at some point Reform will get to power. I'm not going to vote Reform because obvious reasons. But Reform will get to power. Do you know how I know that? Because at some point, you know, they know how much they're not liked. They know how much they're not liked. They will cheat. They will rig the votes. You know, and the reason I know this is because Reform are no different to Labour or the Conservatives. Both Labour and the Conservatives in this country have fiddled votes. Just like the Democrats and the Republicans in America have fiddled votes. I'm willing to bet that every single major government around this globe have fiddled votes at some point to steer the population in a particular direction to gain more money from the population. Reform is going to win, but it's not going to win because of the votes. They're not going to win because of the votes. They're going to win because of the rigging. That's what I think is going to happen. And when that happens, the violence will get worse. That's why I've been telling people to arm up and protect themselves. But look at who I'm telling. I'm telling the same racists who hid behind them to insult me when I dared to say that Muslim people deserve to live. Look at who I'm talking to. Look at who I'm talking to. Again, I'm talking to people who don't give a fuck that they're facilitating genocide. They don't care. And the same creative industries that hired, you know, gang stalkers to gang stalk, they're going to use those same people to ensure votes are rigged. Common sense doesn't make money, anger does. And now I gotta go. Bye.